Chosen one, you've held on longer than most. You've endured seasons of lack, waiting for your breakthrough. And now your moment has arrived. This isn't just a message. This is divine confirmation that what you've been waiting for is on its way. A massive check, physically, spiritually, and emotionally, is being delivered into your life, signed by the hand of God Himself. This check isn't just about money. It's about overflow in every aspect of your life. Some of you have been praying for financial freedom, but God is saying, I am sending you more than finances. I am sending you supernatural abundance. You will receive peace beyond understanding, healing beyond expectation, and opportunities beyond imagination. The world may have overlooked you. People may have doubted your calling, but God never forgot you. In fact, He was preparing you for this exact moment. What you're about to receive isn't random. It's a divine recompense for every tear you cried, every betrayal you endured, and every night you spent wondering if God had abandoned you. You didn't give up, even when it was easier to walk away. You remained faithful, even when your bank account was empty. You kept believing even when doors slammed in your face, and because of that, heaven is responding. The check is coming, your blessings are arriving, and the time is now. If you're ready to claim this breakthrough, type "I receive it" in the comments. Let your faith activate this message, and if this word is resonating with you, hit like and subscribe to Awakened Era, because your journey of divine abundance is just beginning. One of the hardest lessons for a chosen one is waiting on God's timing. You may have looked at your circumstances and thought, God, where is my breakthrough? Why does everyone else seem to be receiving while I'm still struggling? But God's blessings are never late. They arrive at the exact moment He ordained. Think of Joseph in the Bible. He had dreams of greatness, yet he was thrown into a pit, sold into slavery, and falsely imprisoned. But those setbacks weren't a denial, they were a setup for his destiny. When the right time came, he was pulled from the prison and placed in the palace. That's what God is doing for you. Your delay was never a denial. Your financial struggles, emotional battles, and spiritual tests have all been part of God's divine process. He has been molding you, strengthening you, and preparing you to handle the massive check that's coming your way. Because when it arrives, it won't just bless you, it will bless generations after you. When God says He is your provider, He means it. The same God who fed Elijah in the wilderness, who multiplied the widow's oil, and who provided manna in the desert, is the same God providing for you now. Even if you can't see the check yet, it's already written with your name on it. Let this be your confirmation. God has not forgotten you. Your provision is already in motion. If you believe that, type "God is my provider" in the comments and declare it over your life. Chosen one, the blessings of God are often tied to obedience. Sometimes God will test your faithfulness in the small things before releasing the abundance He has for you. Have you noticed how your spirit has been shifting lately? How you've been drawn to prayer, fasting, or stepping out in faith? That's because God has been preparing you for what's coming next. Look at Abraham. He was willing to sacrifice Isaac simply because God asked him to. And because of that radical obedience, God made him the father of many nations. God never needed Abraham to lose Isaac. He needed Abraham's willingness to trust. Likewise, your obedience is why this blessing is being released. You remained faithful when others turned away. You honored God when it wasn't easy. And now the heavens are opening over your life. That check is in the mail and it's coming faster than you think. What has God been asking you to do in this season? Have you felt a push to start that business, write that book, or take a leap of faith? Sometimes the blessing is released after you move in obedience. Faith is the currency of the kingdom. When you move, God moves. When we think of a massive check, our minds immediately go to money. And yes, Financial increase is part of what's coming. But chosen one, this blessing is bigger than your bank account. It's a shift in your entire life. Some of you have been praying for healing, and God is about to deposit restoration into your life. Some of you have been asking for peace, and God is about to flood your spirit with calmness beyond understanding. Some of you have been seeking purpose, and God is about to open doors you never even knocked on. This is your harvest season. You are stepping into a flow of divine favor where things that used to be difficult will now come effortlessly. Relationships will be restored. Opportunities will chase you. And the weight you've been carrying, it's being lifted. Why? Because you endured the process. You refused to quit. And now your reward is being released. This check isn't just money, it's a divine shift. It's the moment where everything changes. Chosen one, every great blessing is preceded by a great test. Before a massive check is released into your life, God ensures that you are ready to handle it. Your trials weren't random, they were designed to prepare you for the weight of your breakthrough. Think about how gold is purified. It must go through the fire to have its impurities burned away. Likewise, you have been in a season of refining. The financial struggles, the betrayal, the moments of loneliness, they weren't punishments. They were part of your divine training. Many people want the check without the preparation, but God loves you too much to give you something you're not ready for. He wasn't withholding your blessings. He was shaping you into the person who could sustain them. This is why some doors were closed. This is why certain relationships ended, because what God has for you requires a new version of you. And now your test is complete. You didn't break under pressure. You didn't curse God when things got hard. You stood firm. And because of that, your reward is coming. What God is about to release will be so abundant that it will make sense why you had to endure so much before receiving it. If you feel like this message is speaking directly to you, type, "I have been tested and I am ready" in the comments. Let the universe know that you're stepping into your blessing with faith and expectation. Let's be real, chosen one. You have been under intense spiritual warfare. The attacks on your finances, your emotions, your mind, they weren't a coincidence. The enemy saw what was coming before you did, and he did everything in his power to stop it. But here's the truth. Satan only attacks what he fears. The fact that you've been through so much means that your blessing is significant. The enemy tried to break your spirit, but he failed. He tried to delay your breakthrough, but he couldn't. And now he has to watch you walk into your promise. Every betrayal was an attempt to distract you. Every financial struggle was meant to break your faith. But instead of quitting, you pressed in harder. You kept praying, you kept believing, you stayed faithful. And now your perseverance has unlocked your reward. The massive check coming your way is proof that the enemy never had control over your destiny. He may have tried to delay it, but he couldn't stop it. God's promises are unstoppable, and now it's time for you to step into what's rightfully yours. If you know the enemy has been fighting you extra hard lately, drop a fire in the comments. Let's stand together in victory, because what's coming is far greater than what was lost. One of the hardest things about being a chosen one is enduring silent battles. You've struggled in ways that no one knew about. You've cried behind closed doors, pretending to be okay while feeling completely broken inside. But God saw every moment. He counted every tear. He heard the prayers you whispered when no one was around. And now, He's about to reward you openly for what you suffered privately. Your struggle wasn't in vain. Your suffering had a purpose. And now God is elevating you to a place where no one can deny that His hand is on your life. This isn't about showing off. This is about testifying to God's goodness. The world will see what God does for those who remain faithful. Chosen one, this massive check isn't just for you. God is making you a wealth distributor. What's coming into your hands isn't just for personal comfort. It's for kingdom impact. When God blesses his people, he does it with purpose. Think of Joseph. He didn't just receive wealth for himself, he was positioned to feed nations during a famine. Likewise, the money, opportunities, and abundance that are coming your way are meant to bless others. This means you must think bigger. It's time to start planning how you will manage your overflow. Will you invest? Will you give? Will you start that business that God placed on your heart? This isn't just about luxury, it's about legacy. Some of you have a calling to build generational wealth. Others have been chosen to create opportunities for those in need. Whatever your assignment is, be ready to move when the check arrives, because this isn't just about receiving, it's about stewarding the blessing well. Faith is a powerful force. It's not just believing, it's acting as if what you prayed for is already done. And chosen one, your faith has unlocked this check that's coming your way. Many people miss their blessing because they wait to believe after they see it. But real faith says, I believe before I see, and because I believe I will see. This is your confirmation. God saw your faith and now he is rewarding it. The contracts, the unexpected deposits, the supernatural favor, it's already in motion. Chosen one, the check that is coming your way may not arrive the way you expect. God moves in mysterious ways. The provision that's about to manifest in your life will come from sources you never imagined. Think about the story of Elijah in 1 Kings 17. During a drought, God told him to go to a brook where ravens would feed him. A bird, a completely unexpected source, became the delivery system for Elijah's survival. When the brook dried up, God sent him to a widow, someone who barely had enough for herself, yet she became a vessel of provision. What does this mean for you? Your blessing may not come from your job, your business, or the people you thought would help you. It may come through an unexpected contract, a surprise inheritance, a favor from a stranger, or even a miraculous debt cancellation. God wants you to be open-minded about how this check arrives. If you limit him to one method, you may miss the abundance he's trying to send. Stay expectant, stay in faith, and watch how unexpected doors swing open. If you're ready for blessings from unexpected sources, type, I receive unexpected favor in the comments. Let's set our faith in motion. Sometimes it feels like our blessings are delayed. You've been waiting, praying, and wondering, when is it finally going to happen? But God's timing is perfect. What's coming to you is arriving at the precise moment it is meant to. Imagine if a farmer harvested his crops before they were fully grown. He would miss out on the full abundance. Likewise, God ensures that your blessings come at the right time, not a moment too soon or too late. This check is coming when you are spiritually, emotionally, and mentally prepared to handle it. God doesn't want you to receive wealth and then lose it due to lack of preparation. That's why he has been training you, so that when this financial breakthrough arrives, you will know how to manage it wisely. This is your season. The shift is happening now. Your waiting was not wasted. Everything is unfolding according to a divine schedule that is set for your highest good. If you trust God's perfect timing, type, God's timing is perfect in the comments. Let's stand in agreement for divine alignment. Chosen one, this is not just money, it's a key that will unlock doors that have been shut for years. This financial breakthrough isn't just for spending, it's going to shift your entire life. Have you been feeling stuck? Have you felt like no matter how hard you try, you can't move forward? That's because this check is meant to be the catalyst for your next level. Some of you will use it to start businesses. Some will finally pay off debts that have been weighing you down. Others will find new homes, new opportunities, and new relationships because of this financial shift. This is the door-opening season, and what's beautiful is that no one can shut a door that God opens. No more begging, no more forcing things to happen. What's meant for you will come effortlessly. This isn't just about you. Your breakthrough is breaking chains for generations. The wealth that's coming isn't meant to just last for a season. It's meant to transform your bloodline. Many of us come from families that have struggled financially for decades. Poverty has been passed down like a curse, but God is using you to break the cycle. Proverbs 13:22 says, "A good person leaves an inheritance for their children's children." The wealth that is coming will allow you to create a lasting impact. You won't just survive, you will thrive and build something that outlives you. Start thinking legacy. Start planning, not just for today, but for the future. Because what God is doing is far bigger than you. Chosen one. Wealth is not just about money, it's about mindset. You could receive a massive check today, but if you don't have the right mentality, it could slip through your hands just as quickly. This is why God has been working on your thinking. He has been teaching you patience, discipline, and wisdom, because He knows that financial prosperity requires spiritual maturity. Think of the parable of the prodigal son. He received his inheritance too soon and wasted it. But you are different. You have been through enough hardship to understand the value of what's coming. Now, as this check arrives, be intentional, invest, save, give wisely, use it to build, not just to consume. Because this blessing is meant to create a foundation for lifelong prosperity. If you're ready to steward this blessing wisely, type, "I am ready to manage my wealth" in the comments. Declare that you are prepared for this next level. This breakthrough is bigger than just money. It's a demonstration of God's power. People who doubted you will see this check and realize that God has been with you all along. There are some who mocked your faith. They thought you were foolish for trusting God, but now they are about to witness firsthand what happens when you stay faithful. This is about God's name being glorified. The wealth, the elevation, the opportunities, they are all signs that when God blesses, He blesses abundantly. The best part, your testimony will inspire others. People will look at your life and say, "If God did it for them, He can do it for me." You will become living proof of what divine favor looks like. If you want your life to be a testimony of God's goodness, type, "I am a living testimony" in the comments. Let the world know that your blessings are for God's glory. Chosen one, this financial breakthrough is just the start. God doesn't do small blessings. He does exceedingly abundantly above all we can ask or think. Ephesians 3:20. What's coming is bigger than you imagined. This check will be a stepping stone into a life of supernatural provision. You will look back on this moment and realize this was just the doorway. More is coming. Overflow is coming. And because you have been faithful over little, God is about to trust you with much. This is not the end. It's a new beginning. And the best part, you're not walking into this season alone. God is with you, guiding you, favoring you, and making sure you never lack again. If you're ready for overflow, type, "My season of abundance is here" in the comments. And if this message resonated with you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this with someone who needs encouragement. This is Awakened Era, and your breakthrough is here.